Hello, welcome. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to discuss the results of the assessment of your son. The test that we worked on together is Kaufman Test of Educational Achievement, and it is an individualized assessment, meaning to say that he was not doing with a group of other students, it was just him working with me. Um, and how he assesses based on the standardized norms, meaning to say how he performed compared to the other students of his age or the other students that are in the same age group. So this assessment is broken down into different sections called the subtests, which was reading, writing, and math. So here, before we go into the details, I would like to show you this graph. So if the student is scoring anywhere between, so 100 is the average, and then the standard deviation is 15. So if it's anywhere between 115 to 85, which means 15 below 100 and 15 above 100, that means that student is average and he is doing as the other students of his age group are doing. So that means he's an average. If he falls over here on the graph, which is between 115 to 130, he is above average. And then if he is above 130, that means he is high, and then it goes on to very high. Similarly, if he goes on the left side of the graph, that means if he is between 85 and 70, that means he's below average. If he goes further down to between 55 and 70, that means he's low. And then the same if it's between 40 and 55, that means he's very low. So looking at the results, what we did was we worked on our math, we worked on our reading, and we worked on our writing. Okay, and as I told you, the biggest chunk of the results usually between 85 and 115. So let's look at the reading composite. In this, he was, let's look here, this is 85. He was a little less than 85. So that means he's a little low, means he's a little below average. That means that other students of the same age group would perform the average is a little bit higher than what his score was. Letter and word recognition, he did good. He is at 110, which is really good. He is almost on the upper average side. For reading comprehension, his score was 55, which is low compared to the average of 85 and 115. For math composite, he was within the range of being an average. So he was almost like 90 here, which means he's still within that range of average. Math computation was again 100, which is average. Written, and then we also did spelling, which is 90. So again, he is within that average curve. If you have a look at this graph, it's a good way to represent where your son is. So if you can look at over here, so most of the scores are within the range of average. That means they are within 85 and 115, which is good. That means he still falls within that range of being an average in his scores, except for the one that we talked about, which was reading comprehension. That means when he was given different passages and asked questions based on those passages, he was not able to answer the way other students of his age would have. So that's why he is at 55, which is low. So together as a team, we can discuss the strategies that we can work on to help your son, to help him kind of come up with some strategies. And as a team, we can work together to help him and support him in his learning. Again, so yeah, everything is within average except for the reading comprehension part. And I think that with more practice of reading and trying to understand the passage, not just reading but trying to understand the passage. And when he's doing home reading at home, maybe you can ask him questions when he's done reading, just to make sure that he's understanding as well. It's just not reading, because sometimes, students just read without understanding the underlying story or the character. So, yeah, so I think he did fairly well, I would say. And it's just the reading comprehension which we can work together as a team and, yeah, help him through and help him support in his learning. So, if you have any questions, please let me know, and then we can have schedule another meeting, or we can discuss right now how we can help our student to be a better reader. Thank you so much.